Hey everybody, Boris speaking at Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for Feb 11, Feb 15, 2019. In the crosses, actually, we have some very interesting setups that are just starting to set up. I wanted to share my best ideas with you for the week. And we'll start with the Kiwi dollar because Kiwi is going to be center of focus, I said, because of the RBNZ. And the crosses are kind of setting up. Now, last week, if you guys remember, I liked the Euro Kiwi to the upside, and that turned out to be surprisingly, despite Euro's weakness, a really good trade to the upside. Now we have a similar construct setting up with the pound Kiwi with 190 to the support, 195 to the resistance. I will show you on the charts in just a second. The other Kiwi cross that is surprisingly setting up to the upside is Aussie Kiwi. We tested at 104, came back up. It's looking pretty bullish and constructive. This essentially seems to be intimating that RBNZ could be dovish. Now, if RBNZ comes in dovish, that's obviously going to be positive odd Kiwi, and we have a chance here maybe to make the move towards the 106s. I like both of these charts. I'll show you in just one second how they look. The last idea is really the deterioration of euro and the increase in tensions within the eurozone, both political and economic. And here, the euro Swiss is now starting to move that back to the very much bottom of the channel around the 112 level. We'll take a look at that as well. So as a matter of fact, let's take a look at odd Kiwi because I think that to me this is probably the most interesting of all the crosses. We've had this very, very strong support here around the 104, oh excuse me, 105, effectively, pretty much a shelf since the end of January. The big dip over here and come back up. That's a very bullish construct here because we basically took it to the lows and came back and bought the highs, and then have traded pretty well above this level the last couple of days. Also, it's obviously a higher low against this fat finger swing low that we had at the beginning of January. All of this is starting to really shape up towards a break above the 20 SMA and move through the 106s. Now, what will destroy this setup? I think certainly the break below the 104s. Anywhere out here, you can still believe that it wouldn't be nearly as strong as a pure straight break up there, but it would still essentially show consolidation. It would be a neutral to mildly positive bias. Break below the 104 completely destroys it. So I would say the stop here would be 104, but the trade through here really opens up that nice big run towards the 106. It's a relative strength bet, and it's starting to look like the market is going to relative strength towards the Aussie. Pound Kiwi, same kind of a story as we saw in. Oh, sorry, let me just get through this. I can't chew and walk at the same time. Chew gum and walk at the same time. So here's Pound Kiwi, pretty bullish breakout. You notice that one key analog about Pound Kiwi trades is when you get this one big massive candle, sort of a big volatility candle, that tends to be a pretty decent signal. There are a couple times where it sort of fails or doesn't quite fail, but let's just say explodes horizontally, because even in this particular setup, as long the lows were never violated, and ultimately it did bear fruit towards a higher move. But generally, the higher move happens off the high volatility candle relatively quickly. We have scope here towards the 194.60, 195s, so possibly some extension here. This again, probably just nothing more than a Kiwi weakness bet. Perhaps maybe, if we get positive news out of pound, certainly going to be any kind of strength in a pound is going to help this trade a lot. But either way, mildly interesting setup, I think, kind of possibility to consider this week. And then finally, here's the risk off trade, and you can see that after essentially treading water for quite a long time, the 14-12 channel, we really came off the 14 channel. This is a very much repudiation of any kind of a risk on flows. 3-4 days of negative flows, breaking the SMA, all of that really signals to me that there's potential here all the way down towards the 112s as far as the trade goes. It's a symptom of the fact that Europe is kind of the sick man of the G3 universe, and Euro Swiss is really turning into a risk-off trade as we go forward. So those are my ideas for the week. I really like the Aussie Kiwi to the upside because of its limited risk and kind of a very subtle move up. Let's see if that works out. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Boris, over and out.